MRCOG eligibility criteria. So this is one of the most frequently asked questions by the students. Literally, my DM is always loaded with such questions like, are we eligible for part 1? Are we eligible for part 2? There is a lot of confusion among the candidates. So let me clear this today. And I have taken these references from the RCOG website. So for part 1, you must have a medical degree, which is MBBS or equivalent, recognized by the GMC. Then you do not need any clinical experience in obs and gynae to take part 1. So please, I am repeating this again. There is no need to have any kind of clinical experience in obs and gynae to take part 1. That means if you are just done with your house job, maybe your graduation, you can simply apply for your eligibility and you can appear in MRCOG part 1 exam. You can sit for part 1 while still in your internship or immediately after graduation. Then most of the candidates, they are really confused in the eligibility regarding MRCOG part 2 exam, because previously the RCOG they asked for at least 2 years clinical experience in obs and gynae. But now that the rules are different, they have updated the criteria for part 2. And according to the updated criteria, in order to be eligible to sit in the MRCOG part 2 exam, candidates must first have sat in past the MRCOG part 1 exam. That's the only eligibility criteria for part 2. Is everyone clear now? So it is worth repeating that there is no need of clinical experience if you want to apply for MRCOG part 2 exam. Then we have the third part. The eligibility for the MRCOG part 3 is the assessment of training, which classically means that the RCOG wants to assess your clinical knowledge, your clinical experience. For that, they have a form on their website. You just have to download that form, then get that form signed by your supervisor, and get the certificate that you have the 4 years clinical experience in obs and gynae. That's it. So a minimum of 4 years clinical experience is required in order to sit in the MRCOG part 3. And one more thing I want to highlight here. Candidates can apply to have their training assessed at any time after passing the MRCOG part 1 exam. So this is something for those candidates who have already done with their training. They are already consultant in their hometown, and they have passed their MRCOG part 1 exam. They can simply apply for the assessment of training. So there is no limitation that you can only apply for assessment of training after passing part 2. That is not the case here. So this is all about the eligibility of the MRCOG. If